Welcome back to Afternoon Live. If your sleep is often disturbed due to pain or discomfort, you are not alone. So joining us with more advice to get a better night's rest, we welcome back chiropractor Dr. Chris Cooper. Great to see you.
Yeah, thanks for having me back.
We got to talk more about the sleep stuff.
Let's do it.
We kind of just got started with our previous conversation about some issues and solutions that people might deal with. So
Yeah.
I've got more questions for you today.
Hit me.
Restless leg syndrome.
Restless leg syndrome. It's a very interesting one.
Yeah.
No known cause.
Okay. That's kind of annoying, right?
It is. Well, there's a lot of stuff that you're just like, oh, I don't know.
Sure.
There's like, oh, let's just call it restless leg. It's usually when you're laying down and you just feel this like weird antsy, you need to move your leg sort of thing. There's a super easy solution.
Okay.
That usually is doing a little bit of exercise right before you go to sleep.
That's a good idea. Okay, acid reflux. How does this affect people and what can we do about it?
So acid reflux is when the acid in your stomach comes up your esophagus. You usually feel it here.
Yeah.
Sometimes you call it heartburn. And it's typically worse when you're laying down because it has to travel up gravity when you're up.
Okay.
So when you lay down, it just can travel straight across.
Okay.
So the easy way to do is kind of prop yourself up. Sometimes propping yourself up can cause neck pain, like we talked about that last time with the pillow. You're propping your neck up and you hurt your neck now. So which one? You get acid reflux, you got the neck pain. So you can kind of wedge it where you maybe have like 3 pillows. 2 pillows on your head, 1 right there for like your shoulders.
Oh, okay.
And so it kind of ramps up. It's a little less intense.
Just so you feel supported, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But sometimes you could mitigate acid reflux with like how late you eat.
Sure.
You know, like, okay, well maybe after dinner, don't eat that much, or maybe have an earlier dinner.
Yeah.
Or, you know, limit the types of foods that aren't acidic. You know, if you're eating salsa before bed.
Maybe not the best plan.
Yeah, But so, you know, just, and then like the quantity you eat also messes with acid reflux.
Sure. Okay. Now, how about in terms of sleep positions? If people are all curled up like a fetal position, I mean, I feel like in the winter months, that's how I at least start out, right under the covers, and I'm so cold.
It's not necessarily a bad thing.
Okay.
You want to hear something real weird?
Yes.
I don't know. Let's go. So there was this interesting study done several years ago, or was concluded several years ago, where they followed babies in the womb up to 10 years old.
Okay.
And they thought they were going to find all these cool things, and it turns out they didn't find very much of anything cool.
Okay.
But one of the things they did see was, you know, you sleep as a fetal position in the womb, you sleep in a fetal position once you're born.
Okay.
You sleep with an arm up in the womb, you sleep with an arm.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, you're a thumb sucker in the womb, you're a thumb sucker out.
Oh, no.
And so like these things follow you, and so like there's a chance like you'll never be able to cure yourself of sleeping in the fetal position because you've been doing it longer than you've been alive.
All right.
And so, you know, it's not that bad.
Okay.
But sometimes you could put a pillow between the legs if like it hurts your hips or your low back, you know, sleeping on your side.
Okay.
Or if you're sleeping on your back, sometimes putting a pillow underneath your knees can take some pressure off the low back. So you could play around with that stuff.
Okay.
And you don't need those fancy pillows. You could just use a cheap one.
Right. Just use what you have. Don't get too crazy with it.
Go to Fred Meyer and get a cheap one, and then you're good to go.
Okay. What about just kind of basic healthy sleep habits? I mean, do people come to you and complain of certain things, and you're like, well, if we could get some better sleep hygiene, sometimes it can go a long way.
100%. There is, when you know, there's different levels of sleep. There's light sleep, there's REM sleep where you're dreaming, there's deep sleep. And most people, if you can get about 1 to 2 hours of deep sleep per night, it's really excellent because deep sleep is where your body releases human growth hormone.
Okay.
And that's where our body like repairs itself.
Yeah.
So if you've ever slept and you wake up and you're like, I don't feel like I slept at all. I feel like trash. It's probably because you didn't get that deep sleep.
Okay.
You maybe slept light all night long. And so there's certain things you could do so we can go into those deep sleep cycles. One of them is playing into our biology of circadian rhythms. Circadian rhythms is basically a fancy way to say the sun comes up, you wake up, the sun goes down, you go to sleep. But nowadays we have lights, electricity, we have phones that glow in our face, and you know, you're like, I'm gonna go to bed, and then you like sit there scrolling with this glowing light
Not
that
great.
mimics the sun.
Yeah.
And so you never get to those deeper sleep cycles because you're just sitting there with the phone in your face.
Yeah.
And so there's some, like it could be different with a lamp and a paper book.
Okay.
It's maybe not glowing in your face.
Yeah.
Or a Kindle sometimes has like a little lighter of a light, but like maybe an iPad blasts that.
Some simple swaps where you can still get the benefit of reading before bed, but
and then
not
there's
the
other
blue light
things where it's
glowing.
like, our biology appreciates patterns.
Okay.
And so like waking up at the same time every day, going to
Yeah.
bed at the same time every day. It's like, oh, it's finally the weekend. I'm going to stay up till 2 in the morning.
Don't
and then
do
it's
that.
like, no.
Okay. We got to wrap this up, but
Okay.
thank you so much. Such great information. Okay, for more at-home tips from Dr. Chris, just head to our website at katu.com and we'll link you. We'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this